Hello and welcome to my channel. I'm Mike Rondo, coming to you from the Shed of Solitude as per norm, I guess you could say. So today's video, as you can tell by the title, is my favorite blends of 2021. And this is really subjective. Obviously, other people, their opinions are different than mine. Your experience as well is different from mine. I know a few others have done their blends of 2021 already. I try to wait till the last possible moment to do this, and so here we are. And I just want to preference my criteria for this is these are blends that I kept going back to over and over throughout the year since I did my first video of them, and I kind of kept going back to them and whatnot. So that's my reason for this list. I smoked a lot of great blends this year. The only one that was a real disappointment, I would say, was the Sutliff Holiday Mixture, and that's because I got a bag that was dry, and that was my experience. I bet the blend is actually better, so we'll give it a go at it next year. The most interesting blend, and I'll get into these things, as far as where I started with it and where I ended with it, was Warp's Scarecrow. Started off really hot, I loved it, and it got less interesting as I had it, as I kept smoking. And it was actually going to be on this list when I first started it, but it kind of petered out throughout the month of October. I still like the blend, I still enjoy the blend, and I'll be interested to go back to it next year and see how I feel about it. It's been aged a bit and stuff, so very interesting blend, just kind of fell to the wayside. And those are really the two blends that were, and I don't even want to say bad. One was a bad experience with the Sutliff, and the Scarecrow just kind of fizzled out on me over time. But we'll find out next year if they really stink or they're good. But anyway, it'll relight here. I'll let you guys guess as to which one I'm smoking. But I am smoking my pub pipe, which I would say is probably my favorite new pipe of the year. Courtesy of NW Piper, so shout out to him. Hello, that new Sherlock Christmas pipe. That's a good one. I love that one. This is a good blend, but I hope you guys guess what it is. All right, so a few honorable mentions. Now, I could have had several honorable mentions. The reason I went with this, let me just make sure I got my count right. Yeah, okay. All right. Well, we'll start with this. I could have had several honorable mentions, but these two kind of stood out of all that. I know a lot of people wanted me to do a top 10 list, but I couldn't do that. But anyway, here we go. So the one that surprised me, probably the most, and this is why it's on the honorable mention, and it almost made the fifth slot, to be honest. It just got beat out by two blends. We'll get into that in a second. So was Manhattan Afternoon. This was a pleasant surprise. I tried something, what was it? Another blend similar to this. And it just didn't work out as well. But the Golden Virginias in this, and the bit of honey that you get in this, such a fantastic blend. It was kind of took me by surprise. I wasn't expecting to like this as much. So there's that one there, and then this one, I just did this as a joke, and it turned out to be a fantastic blend, and one I kept going to over when I got it. I think I got it late summer into autumn, but Cross-Eyed Cricket, this was phenomenal, and it almost made the top 5, to be honest, and I highly recommend this. This is quite the treat, and I just want to point out that the blends that I got here, like Frog Mort Cellar, which I absolutely loved, and the only reason it's not on this list, and it would be like probably number 2 or 3, is because you can't get it anymore. So these are blends that you can get and are readily available. So I kind of left that. It's a special thing on its own. So if you're wondering, hey, you got Frog Morton back there, why didn't you mention that or whatever? That's kind of a special thing, and I'm not counting it on this list. But anyway, Cross-Eyed Cricket, another one of those blends that just kind of took me by surprise. These two blends, Manhattan Afternoon and this one, just weren't expecting anything crazy about it. It reminds me of Junkyard Dog from Cornell and Deal. Another fantastic blend that surprises you. You don't think it's going to do anything, and it does. And, you know, but anyway, let's go on from there. And the fifth spot is Boswell's Northwoods, which is technically, it's an English or an American English. I can't remember now off the top of my head, so forgive me. But this is probably my favorite English kind of blend, American English or English blend. It's an English, I believe. This is fantastic. And of course, I lost the tin that I opened. It's somewhere around here. I just don't know where it is. So I got the one that I was keeping cellared. And I was actually very surprised by this one. I wasn't expecting this to be on the list because I've had some Boswell's kind of gone down a bit for me, because most of those are aromatics, but this is phenomenal as an English or typical tobacco blend, not an aromatic, although it might be an English aromatic. I could be wrong on all this. I should have looked at it before I brought it out here, but it is what it is. So definitely get yourself a tin of this. This is worth it. I'm probably going to get more. I got this little 2-ounce tin. I'm probably going to get an 8-ounce tin. That's how good it is. But anyway, yeah, we'll move on from this, and then we'll get into, let's see, so that's 5. All right, so we're going to get into this one here. This is the one. First Amendment by Decoder and Sons, and I don't even know if you can, I think they're going out of business, but I'm going to leave this on the list. It's a little different than Frogborn. You could probably find this still. First Amendment was such a good surprise. And it smells like freedom. It's beautiful. I love it. Definitely get your hands on this. I smoked a lot of this in summer. This was just great. Let's see, what do we got here? It's got Perique, Latakia, so Virginia's as well. So this is a very interesting blend. I think you guys would enjoy this one. So that's in the 3 spot. Oh no, the 4th spot. Sorry. Next, and this is the one that screwed up others from getting on the list, really, because this was like a last minute. I wasn't sure if I was going to do it, but then I remembered back, and I smoked it recently again. Old Dark Fired. I mean, you can't go wrong with this blend. It is so damn good. And that smell. That barbecue kind of smell. I mean, it's just a great blend. And the reason this wasn't going to, because I forgot about it, and I was going through my blends a couple of weeks ago, and I came across it again, and I smoked it. I'm like, yep, okay, I remember why you should be on the list. And it moved up to number 3 because the surprise of the year was getting, I guess, privy to Wilkie pipe tobacco. And you guys know this is probably my favorite aromatic right now, and that's their peanut butter blend right here. This is absolutely incredible. It smells so great. I absolutely, I'm kind of in love with this blend here. It's just, if you could just get a candle of this, it's definitely great. I love this blend. This is definitely reminds me of going to like a Red Sox game, a Yankee game, a Mets game, any kind of baseball game or ball game. If you're going to watch your kids play Little League and you could smoke a pipe, this would be the stuff you'd want. Phenomenal stuff. And Wilkie pipe tobacco is pretty high on my tobaccos to get, and they have a whole bunch of other blends that I'm going to try in 2022. So look forward to those reviews coming. Again, I can't say enough about them. So here we go. We got, let's see, 5, 4, 3, 2. Here we go. Number 1. And I don't think many of you will be surprised by this, is Edward G. Robinson pipe tobacco. And this, I don't know what it is. It's just something about it. I was not, it smells so good. It's like that old-timey pipe tobacco. I don't have much left in this tin. I bought a big 8-ounce tin, so that's usually an indication that I like a blend. Is I get an 8-ounce tin and cellar it, and keep it for how, you know, whatever. But this completely blew me away because this it's not really typically the blend. I mean, it's an aromatic, but it's subtle. It's got kind of everything that you want. It's just a damn good blend, and I'm so happy I got it. And I smoked quite a bit of this when I got it. As you can tell, I'm like almost out in here. I've put the brakes on it because we got into October and November and Christmas and all that stuff. But I'll be finishing this up. I'll be smoking a lot of this. I'll probably finish this off in a week or so. So there you have it. Those are my blends. Again, there's many blends I tried this year, as you guys know, that were, I don't want to say, well, phenomenal. I would just say that. There's like no bad blends, really. Even the bad blends are good, or even the ones that are kind of don't do too much for me. I find them interesting and worth going back and trying again. There was a few of those I had a few weeks ago when I was doing some blends that I couldn't get all the notes, and I was a little puzzled by it, so I have to smoke it some more. At least most of the blends like are intriguing, right? So you want to go back and try them more and stuff. So that is my list for 2021. It was a pretty damn good year for smoking to pipe tobacco, for me at least. And I'll tell you what I'm smoking right now. I guess you got all your guesses are in. I'll give you one more second to guess while I light here. If my lighter wants to, there we go. And that is the Wilkie peanut butter. I felt like having something sweet and toasty, and that's what this is, really. Almost went with Edward G, but held off on that. It was a hell of a year on YouTube. I'm over 700 subscribers. I didn't think that was possible. I thought at 300 that would be the limit, really, when I was back in, I think that was September, I think, at 300, and then it kind of just went up really quick. And I thank all of you for subscribing and just tuning in every now and then to check out what I'm doing. I know not everything I do here is pipe smoking. It's mostly pipe smoking, but, you know, I'd like to throw things in here and there that are different from pipe smoking. But in any case, those are my blends. I'm curious what your blends are, if you agree with my list or disagree, or maybe you could point me in, like for 2022, other tobaccos. I know a bunch of you have said, you know, in the comments, you should try this blend, that blend. Kind of lose track a little bit. But most of the time, you guys recommend a blend, and I go and buy it and try it. So it's usually I get it like that, but sometimes I forget. I'm old. Anyway, here's to 2021, and here's to 2022 being a whole lot better than this year in 2020 as well. Hopefully the world gets back to normal-ish relatively soon. All right, I'm out of here. Take care, everyone, and Happy New Year.